Joe Rogan just did the one thing Charlie Kirk's team prayed would never happen. He went off script. He broke the silence. And he revealed something so explosive, so dangerous, and so unexpected may bring down everyone connected to Charlie Kirk's inner circle. Because this time, it's not just another opinion. It's not just speculation. It's not a rumor. It's a video, a real, uncut, unedited piece of footage that Joe Rogan claims was passed to him through back channels. Footage allegedly connected directly to Charlie Kirk's top operatives. And according to Rogan, what's in this video is so disturbing, so unethical, and so insane. It made him stop mid-episode. Let that sink in. Joe Rogan, who's heard everything, seen everything, debated everything, was left speechless. He didn't say where the video came from. He didn't say who gave it to him. But he did say one thing. If this is real, it's game over. And what's more terrifying? The clip hasn't even been released yet. Only a few seconds were played on air. Then Rogan abruptly cut the audio and said, "I'm not even sure I should have shown that." But the internet saw it. The frame, the voice in the background, the face, and now every corner of the web is racing to figure out what this video really is, what it proves, and why Charlie Kirk's team is allegedly connected to it. We've uncovered leaked transcripts, on-a-mosh whistleblower posts, and back-end metadata. And what we found changes everything. You are not ready for what comes next, because in the next section, we'll break down the full background of this buried footage, the timeline that connects it to Erica's case, and how Joe Rogan may have just blown the lid off the most terrifying piece of evidence yet. It began as just another Joe Rogan episode. Another long-form discussion. Another wide-ranging conversation bouncing between MMA, artificial intelligence, and fringe conspiracies. But buried halfway through the second hour, hidden between a joke about elk meat and a question about government overreach, Joe changed his tone. He leaned in, lowered his voice, and said, "There's something I've been sitting on. I didn't want to touch it at first. But after what happened this week with Charlie Kirk, I think people need to see what I've got." Silence followed. Even his guest froze. That's when Joe reached under the table, pulled out a small drive, and inserted it into a secure laptop off camera. What happened next will be talked about for years, because what Joe showed next wasn't speculation. It wasn't a meme. It wasn't a quote, a screenshot, or a tweet. It was a video. Unreleased, grainy, but horrifying. He only played a few seconds. But in those few seconds, we saw a dimly lit room, a man sitting at a table, two people facing him, only visible in profile, one of them using a voice modulator, a whiteboard behind them with bullet points, assets, messaging, neutralization, and then a sentence. From the man at the table, "We'll make sure she's off the grid before that vault ever sees daylight." Joe paused the video, looked into the camera, and said, "That voice, that's someone connected. I can't say how I know, but if you've been following the Erica situation, you already know." The room went silent. The guest didn't speak for 20 seconds, and Joe, he cut to a commercial. When they returned, the subject had changed. But it was too late. That 8-second clip had already been screened, recorded by thousands, TikTokers, Redditors, podcasters, former staffers. And what they saw, what they recognized, sent the internet into chaos. Because the man sitting in the chair looked almost exactly like a known associate of Charlie Kirk, a strategist who's kept his name off the record, a man who's appeared at turning point events but never speaks on camera. But now, his voice is caught on tape, and what he said, "We'll make sure she's off the grid." That wasn't policy. That wasn't marketing. That wasn't PR. That was threat-level dialogue. And suddenly everything that seemed like a stretch about Erica's disappearance About the Vault protocol, about the whispered network behind Charlie's empire, felt very, very real. Because what else was on that drive? And how long has Joe been holding on to it? Sources from inside the production said Joe received the footage weeks ago, that he was hesitant to play it, that his legal team warned him, that there was internal debate over whether showing it would trigger real-world consequences, but something pushed him over the edge. And everyone agrees it was the audio from Charlie's phone call to his mother, the one where he said she made copies. I don't know who has them. If she releases the audio, it's over. That phrase made Joe realize Erica wasn't a theory. Erica was telling the truth, and someone had given him a piece of it. So now the question is, what's in the full video? Because if the part we saw includes people casually discussing how to neutralize someone who was preparing to release a vault of secrets, then what did the rest of the footage capture? A source claiming to be a former studio intern DM'd a popular Reddit mod and said, "You only saw the setup." There's a second part. The man in the chair names someone, not Erica, someone bigger. Someone that even Charlie wouldn't touch without clearance. That message set the internet on fire. Speculation exploded. Was the meeting a strategy session to shut down Erica's vault? Were they referencing internal communications known only to Turning Point staff? Was this a coordinated takedown effort being caught on camera by a third party? And most importantly, who filmed it? And why? The real twist. The video didn't come from Joe Rogan's usual sources. It didn't come from a whistleblower group. It didn't come from a media leak. It didn't even come from Erica's network, according to two separate researchers who dug into the file's metadata. The original video was uploaded to an encrypted server in Eastern Europe before being passed anonymously to a known public figure. One theory. The video was recorded by someone on the inside, quietly trying to protect themselves in case the entire operation fell apart. And now? It's in the open. But here's the most chilling part. When Joe paused the video, one frame was frozen just long enough for Redditors to enhance it. In the upper right corner of the screen, written faintly on the whiteboard, were three letters, EKERIKAS, initials, written in red ink, underlined, with an arrow pointing to the word unstable. If this was a real strategy meeting, then Erica wasn't just known to them. She was targeted by them, cataloged, psych profiled, and marked as a liability. And that means her disappearance wasn't paranoia, it was protocol. Coming up next, the hunt to uncover who was really in that room. What the rest of the footage reveals. And how this new video may be the final key to unraveling the entire vault. Conspiracy, the footage shown on Rogan's podcast was just a crack in the surface. What exploded afterward was nothing short of a coordinated cover-up breaking apart in real time, and it all spiraled into chaos the moment the full transcript leaked within an hour of Joe Rogan's 8-second teaser airing. An encrypted file appeared on a dark web forum frequented by whistleblowers and investigators. It was titled Rogan_unedited_v4_master_vault_source_verified. And it wasn't just a video, it was a full meeting. An 18-minute recording captured by a hidden camera, allegedly worn by one of the individuals in the room. What the public saw was the tip of the iceberg. The full recording. It showed faces. It captured real-time planning. It revealed everything. 3 men sat in the room. 2 were quickly identified. Nathan Graves, a silent advisor to Turning Point's digital operations. Rarely photographed, never publicly acknowledged, but known in private circles as the firewall guy. The one who handled problems before they reached Charlie. Martin Kessler, former head of messaging operations for multiple high-profile conservative influencers. Fired quietly last year after financial discrepancies were discovered. No charges. No explanation. The third man, still unidentified. But, based on his voice print analysis, Reddit sleuths believe he may be tied to a private intelligence contractor with roots in black-budget military work. The type of person who doesn't show up on paper. In the video, the three are seated at a table. A whiteboard behind them shows a list. Containment Protocol, EK. Pre-exposure neutralization strategy, backup access points. Asset handler contact. Seattle node engagement risk, 9/10. Seattle node engagement risk, 9/10. One of them speaks believed to be Kessler. We can't risk her going live. That vault dump is time-triggered. We have 72 hours. Max. The other replies, then it's time to accelerate. The next section of the video is where the real horror begins. They begin discussing how to find Erica. Kessler pulls out a phone. He opens a tracking app. We last pinged her off the grid in Montana. Cabin, no power. Burned Sims. She knows what she's doing. The unknown man leans forward. I told you months ago. This was going to backfire. You should have handled her when you had leverage. Now she's underground with assets that don't just destroy Charlie, they blow this whole thing wide open. Then Graves adds, if she goes live, I want it known that I pushed for hard containment from day one. It becomes clear. Painfully clear that they weren't just monitoring Erica, they were planning to stop her permanently. The footage continues. They discuss influencer. Discrediting. Leaks to disorient. A full counter-narrative. Operation already in place, and then the most disturbing moment in the entire video. Graves opens a manila folder. Inside is a photo. He places it on the table. The camera never shows the photo directly, but the microphone catches his words. This is from the day after the retreat. This is where we last saw her. The other two go quiet. Then Graves says, she had it with her. The physical drive. And she told someone else where the second copy was. We need to find that person before she dies. Or before they activate the backup release. Those final words send a chill down your spine. Before she dies. This wasn't speculation. This wasn't a paranoid theory. This was coordinated suppression. Planned, executed, and caught on tape. Once the full transcript leaked, every major platform ignited. Hashtags returned with renewed force. Hashtag justice for Erica. Hash expose Charlie now. Hashtag Rogan uncensored. Hash the vault is real. But it wasn't just social media. The Washington Post, VICE, Rolling Stone, and The Intercept all launched independent investigations. One article dropped a bombshell. Charlie Kirk's team has refused to respond to over 17 formal requests for comment regarding the vault files, the leaked video, or the ongoing investigation into his known advisors. Sources close to the team say legal lockdown is now in full effect, phones confiscated, emails frozen, and internal audits underway. Then a second article followed. An unnamed source inside the Rogan production confirmed the full video was sent in 2 separate drives. One is still unopened. It's reported global deadmen_backup_Erica_final.mp4. If that's true, there's more. And it's worse. But the real twist. Charlie Kirk's legal team made their first public move. They issued a formal takedown notice to all platforms hosting the unedited video. But in doing so, they accidentally verified its authenticity, because when you claim copyright ownership of a piece of content, you're acknowledging that you created or possess rights to it, so by trying to erase it, they confirmed it's real, and the backlash. Instant. Public trust plummeted. A whistleblower within the event coordination team at Turning Point, USA confirmed that dozens of staffers are preparing to walk out. One employee Anonymously shared this: "We were told Erica was the threat. Now we know. She was the warning." What comes next could unravel everything, because inside the video, just before it ends, one final sentence is spoken. The unknown man turns to Kessler and says, "If this gets out, it won't just end Charlie, it'll bring down everyone connected to him." The video cuts to black dot, and now we're left with one terrifying question. What happens if Erica hits send? Because if what's in that final vault is worse than the video Joe Rogan leaked, then the storm hasn't peaked yet, it's just gathering strength. Coming next, the public erupts, celebrities take sides, and powerful figures scramble as the final countdown begins. You'd think the video leak would be the climax. That's seeing Charlie Kirk's alleged team on camera, strategizing in cold, calculated language would be the most shocking part of this story. But no, because what happened after the video went viral made it clear. This wasn't just a cover-up. It was a war, and the next attack came from inside Charlie's own camp. It started with a strange tweet, posted from an unverified account that most people ignored at first. The vault was never hers alone. You think she's the only one who kept records? Ask yourself, who filmed the meeting? And more importantly, who let it leak? At first, people thought it was a hoax. Another wannabe whistleblower trying to capitalize on the moment, until the account posted a full document, including employee ID codes, timestamped login data, and a folder titled alt://Phoenix_Pulse, unredacted. And that's when the theory cracked wide open. Erica wasn't working alone. She had a partner. Someone on the inside. Someone with higher access. Someone who wanted the world to see everything. The internet dubbed him the Ghost of Phoenix. And if the documents were real witch investigators now believe they are, he was embedded inside the communications division of Kirk's media arm. The files he released. Internal talking points from as far back as 2018 labeled public versus internal Erica narrative. Private emails between senior advisors discussing a strategic leak plan. A chilling memo titled, "In Case of Exposure. Implement Phase 3. Silence. Smear. Shutdown." But the most disturbing drop. A redacted audio file labeled Vault_Backup_2, Erica Conf Call, Threat Escalation November 13th, 23. The audio lasts just under 3 minutes, but what it contains is chilling. Erica's voice, shaking, panicked. "They know I made copies. They think I gave everything to just one person, but I didn't. I have time-delayed releases. If they come for me, the system goes live." Then the voice of a man, unidentified. "They're watching you now. Your accounts are being monitored. Your exit routes are compromised. Erica, then this is goodbye. I hope they know. If they touch me, I won't be the last." The call ends with a single beep, a timed ping, and that ping, when run through metadata scrapers, matched an IP address linked to a remote, off-grid server in Idaho, same server that later hosted the leaked Rogan video. That's when everyone realized this wasn't a one-time drop. This was a network, and more terrifying. The network was fighting back as the video and audio went viral. Mainstream outlets tried to suppress the story. YouTube demonetized over 40 channels covering it. Instagram flagged vault-related hashtags as potentially harmful. Even Reddit locked entire threads. But it was too late. Because Twitter raw, chaotic, uncontrolled, was on fire. A 24-thread mega post from a verified political analyst went viral with over 25 million views in 2 hours. This is no longer about Charlie Kirk. This is about a command structure that treats people like assets, information like currency, and truth as a threat. The thread broke down. How Erica's disappearance fits a pattern seen in previous high-level suppressions. How Phoenix Pulse operated as an offshoot media manipulation arm. Never officially tied to Turning Point USA. How Phase 3, Silence, Smear, Shut Down, was tested before, during other political storms. But here's the twist: nitrogen monoxide wasn't expected. Halfway through the thread, the analyst posted a surveillance photo. Grainy, cropped, zoomed. It showed Charlie Kirk. But he wasn't alone. He was in a parking garage, standing with Martin Kessler, the man in the leaked video. And next to them, a woman wearing a scarf. Head down, face obscured. Captioned, captured 3 weeks ago. Allegedly, Erica. If true, she's not missing. She's watching. That one sentence changed everything. The internet erupted. If Erica was alive, if she had returned to observe the chaos from the shadows, what was she waiting for? Was this her final test? Had she faked her own disappearance to expose the worst of them all? Or worse, was she captured and flipped? That's when a terrifying new message appeared on Pastebin. Erica was compromised weeks ago. What you're seeing now is part of the final cycle. The real vault hasn't dropped yet. You're watching the trigger phase. People went back to the Rogan clip, rewatched the 8-second video, slowed it down, zoomed in, analyzed every voice. A new theory formed. What if Erica wasn't just trying to protect herself? What if she was baiting something bigger? And then another layer emerged, one that sent conspiracy forums into overdrive. A former metadata analyst posted, Rogan's video was intentionally compressed, which means whoever leaked it wanted you to enhance it. Why? Because in frame 415, behind the whiteboard, there's a QR code. People scanned it. It led to a black site. Encrypted. Blank. Only one line of text. November 21, 5:33 p.m. PST. Unlock sequence initiates. Unlock sequence initiates. And the countdown began. The world now had a date, a time, a trigger. Whatever Erica had planned, whatever this team tried to stop, was coming. And it wouldn't be a trickle this time. It wouldn't be a breadcrumb. It would be the vault. The final question now burning across every thread, post, and group chat. Is Charlie Kirk still in control? Or has the entire operation slipped from his hands? Coming up next, celebrities break silence, factions form, insiders panic. And the war over the vault reaches the public. The internet wasn't just buzzing, it was screaming. After the Rogan video, after the leaks, after the eerie countdown code hidden inside a frame, the public went feral, and the industry cracked open like a fault line under pressure. Every influencer, podcast host, journalist, and political commentator had to pick a side. And those who didn't were dragged into the firestorm anyway. Social media meltdown. Twitter became the central battleground. One post after another, threads, theories, fights, screenshots. Everyone had the truth. Everyone had a source. And everyone was terrified. One viral tweet from an anonymous account claiming to be Erica's cousin read, "You think you know what she had? No. You have nitrogen monoxide idea what was in the vault. If you saw even 5% of it, you'd never sleep again."
Another
thread, this time from a former Turning Point intern, detailed exact message. Chains allegedly proving that vault leaks had been gamified, with select influencers bidding to receive early access to manipulated versions of the data. That tweet ended with, they wanted to control the narrative, but they couldn't control her. It got 43 million views in 7 hours, and TikTok flooded. Creators were reenacting the Rogan scene, dramatizing leaked phone calls, analyzing frame-by-frame clips of Erica's final known appearance, even dressing up as Graves, Kessler, and the ghost of Phoenix. But the biggest moment came when a top A-list celebrity finally spoke up. Celebrities choose sides in Daya. Not political, not messy. Always diplomatic until now. She posted a cryptic black square on Instagram with a caption, "To the one they tried to erase, we hear you. We believe you. The vault won't stay shut." Within minutes, her post had 20 million likes. Charlie Kirk's name was trending globally. Hashtag VaultWant STAYSHUT exploded on every platform. Then came a video from rapper activist Dax. Pacing in a dark studio, they thought they could silence her with threats, bury her with lies, erase her with power. But the moment that drive hit the airwaves, she became immortal. Other celebrities followed. Halsey shared the leaked map of Erica's safe houses. Kehlani tweeted. Rogan did what the media was too afraid to do. Billie Eilish changed her bio to "Trust the Vault." But not everyone was on Erica's side. Candace Owens dropped a 10-minute video titled, "This Erica situation is fake, and here's why." She called it a calculated distraction, accused Joe Rogan of staging the leak, and even suggested the QR code was planted to manufacture virality. Her video racked up 12 million views in a day, and her most chilling line, "They're pulling your strings. You think you're waking up, but you're walking into a trap." Ben Shapiro doubled down, tweeting, "If there is a vault, let it drop. Until then, this is coordinated misinformation." Even Elon Musk replied, "Vault? More like theater. But I love a good show." Industry backlash and panic behind the scenes. Media networks were in freefall. A leaked memo from a conservative news exec read, "Do not engage with the vault narrative. All hosts are instructed to pivot discussion back to border policy or student protests." Staff revolts soon followed, and anchor at OANN walked off set live, saying, "If we're not allowed to ask about the vault, then we're not allowed to tell the truth." Meanwhile, internal Slack screenshots from Turning Point's production team began surfacing, showing desperate messages like, "Did she really survive Montana?" Legals shutting everything down. "Do we even know what's in Vault Delta?" They're talking walkouts, and the biggest leak yet, an alleged internal blacklist of journalists and influencers who had engaged with Vault content in any capacity. On the list, podcasters, Twitch streamers, journalists from BuzzFeed, The Verge, and even CNN. The document labeled them exposure risk level, Tier 3, influence threat. When screenshots of that list hit Twitter, chaos erupted. Major journalists demanded answers. Influencers went into panic mode. Some even deactivated their accounts, fearing legal retaliation or something worse. DM leaked from one mid-tier YouTuber read, "I talked to someone who used to work with Erica. They said she planned this entire thing like a countdown. Every leak, every frame, every silence, she knew how they'd react. She's controlling the timeline." And just like that, the vault became inevitable. People weren't asking if anymore. They were asking, what will the first file be? Will she drop names? What if Charlie's just the beginning? But most terrifying of all, what if Erica isn't even alive anymore? That fear that maybe she had died already and the vault is running on a dead man's switch sent shockwaves through even the deepest corners of the web. And at the center of it all, Joe Rogan, sitting silent, refusing to comment further, but liking cryptic tweets and deleting the full episode from Spotify too late. The internet never forgets, and the vault, it's ticking. Coming up next, a twist that destroys everything you thought you knew. One final betrayal. One last message, just when the world thought it had seen every possible shock. When the footage, the documents, the countdown, and the celebrity chaos seemed like the peak, the vault itself opened, but not the way anyone expected. November 21st, 5:33 p.m. PS. Right on schedule, people were glued to their screens. Live streams across TikTok, YouTube, Rumble. Even Twitch, everyone waiting for it to drop. Then, nothing. Silence, no files. No video, no message. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Some started thinking it was a hoax, a stunt, a masterclass in internet manipulation, and just as people began to log off, a single unverified email began hitting inboxes across the globe. From vault@protonmail.com subject, "You've been watching the wrong person." Attached, one video. 1 minute long, no title. People clicked, and what they saw changed everything. Not Erica, not Charlie, but Joe Rogan recorded secretly, in what appeared to be a backroom studio meeting. Talking on the phone, the voice was calm, focused, intent. "Yeah, I did it. Played it exactly how you said." Got the internet buzzing. The vault names everywhere now. Just make sure we still drop the rest slow. We want maximum panic before exposure. Silence. Then he says. Silence. Then he says. People need to believe she's the hero, even if she's long gone. And that's when the call ends, and the screen fades to black. Just one final message in white text. Everyone's lying, even the ones you trusted. That was the real vault, not a data dump, not a leak, but a trap. A psychological operation engineered to manipulate public perception. Suddenly, everything twisted. Was Erica even real? Was her story, her footage, her voice, the countdown, the vault all fabricated? And if so, who was really behind it? Because if Joe Rogan's clip was authentic and tech analysts confirmed it wasn't AI or deep-faked, then it meant he knew. He played along. He followed a script, and he wasn't the only one. Within the hour, Twitter accounts that had boosted Erica's story began deleting posts. TikTok creators who'd reenacted vault theories started taking down videos. One even confessed in a live stream. "We were offered $15,000 for a 3-part Erica series. I thought it was just viral marketing. I didn't know." And then it got worse. Someone leaked a contract, an actual document between a media firm called Lucent Communications and a group labeled only as Client E, the subject line. Q for engagement strategy, Operation E shadow narrative deployment inside. A full breakdown of the vault backstory, the Erica figure, video release, timeline, celebrity involvement, roadmaps, social media activation. Triggers. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a weaponized story, a manipulation machine. And it was working, because even after the exposure, no one knew what was real anymore. Donna's Erica, possibly fabricated. Charlie's downfall, strategic. Joe Rogan's involvement, coordinated, and the vault. A distraction, a smokescreen. But from what? That's where it all goes dark. Because the final leaked documents sent by the same Ghost of Phoenix account wasn't a memo or a recording. It was a photo. A single still frame. Black SUV, tinted windows. License plate, partially obscured. Parked outside a data center in Switzerland. Known to house servers for whistleblower platforms and decentralized media outlets. Timestamp, November 20th, 1 day before the drop. Captioned, "The real upload hasn't happened yet. You've been watching a decoy." And just like that, the curtain fell. Nothing was answered. Everything was in question. Was Erica even a person? Was Charlie the target? Or the pawn? Was Joe Rogan a whistleblower? Or an actor? And most terrifying of all, if this was the distraction, what's really coming next? Because behind all the chaos, confusion, and collapsing narratives, one truth remained. The vault was never the end. It was only the trigger. Coming up next, insider reactions. Joe Rogan's silence shatters. A mysterious figure emerges. The war for truth hasn't even started yet, so now we ask you, what do you believe? Is Erica even real? Was Joe Rogan always part of the plan? Did Charlie Kirk orchestrate his own downfall to bury something even darker? Or is there a bigger puppet master behind it all? We've shown you the evidence, the leaked video from Rogan's set, the horrifying whiteboard, strategy session, the vault countdown that led to nowhere, the final twist, a phone call that flips everything you thought you knew, and yet, there are still more questions and answers. Why did celebrities rush to defend Erica? Why did Charlie Kirk go completely dark after the first leak? And why is Lucent Communications scrubbing its digital footprint as we speak? We're not done. Not even close. The next phase of this investigation will uncover: who is Client E? What files are being stored in that Switzerland server? And most chilling of all, what was so dangerous, so unspeakable, that an entire global misinformation campaign had to be launched just to hide it? The final vault hasn't dropped. But when it does, the names inside could destroy entire empires. So now, we need you. Smash that like button if you want the FULL vault files, breakdown, no filters, no censors. Drop a comment right now. Do you think Erica was a hero, a ghost, or just the bait in something way more sinister? And if you haven't already, subscribe, because the next video is going to unleash the chapter they never wanted you to see. The story isn't over. The game isn't finished. And trust us, the real twist hasn't even happened yet. We'll be watching the servers. You watch this space and remember, in a world full of vaults, only the truth can unlock them. Truth can unlock them.